Today's horoscope from Astrocademy, Taurus, July 10, 2022. You have an enjoyable day in store for you. If you feel you are at a turning point in your profession or studies, with choices to make and new directions to consider, you'd be well advised to hold a meeting with those who can help you facilitate these changes. It would be extremely productive for the future. This is right up your alley, especially after the difficulties of the past few days. Today your need to socialize could be very strong. You won't want to be alone. Try to arrange some nice gatherings with people. Invite some friends or acquaintances out to lunch and spend some time getting to know each other better. Create more of a feeling of family with your entourage. Or share some drinks with your romantic partner this evening. You'll want to relax and unwind with someone who really cares about you. A long-term project of yours reaches a positive conclusion, one that may have a dramatic impact on your finances. It could be that you have sold your manuscript to a publisher, or successfully concluded a project that is near and dear to your heart. This success should give you just the confidence you've been needing. Don't forget to take time to celebrate. Your sense of intuition will be highlighted. Try to pay attention to strong impulses that come over you. You could discover that you are picking up on accurate information. You might understand someone's emotions before they even express them. Or you could foresee an event that is about to affect your family. You can put your intuition to good use and take advantage of advance information. Notice what impressions come to you today, and don't be afraid to act upon them. A naturally harmonious atmosphere exists between you and your private sphere. You are increasingly at the center of things and are an important person of reference, which could place extra burdens on you. You have an abundance of energy for yourself, your family and friends, and are strong, calm and harmonious, strengthening family bonds. You can be sure that your loved ones will return your support when you need it. Do your own freaky thing and don't let anyone else get in your way. You've earned the right to a day or two off from the hassles of everyday life, so enjoy yourself. You encourage others to be as enthusiastic about life as you are. Your fresh approach, combined with a laid-back attitude, is bewitching for potential dates. Be careful when faced with choices to ask yourself how serious this person's interest is in you. A short flirtation or the start of a more serious relationship. It could be easy for you to get your feelings hurt today, so try not to get emotionally shut down or alienated. Planetary energies are making people a bit impulsive with their language, and since you are very sensitive, you might hear something that throws you for a loop. Try not to dwell on problems or obsessively relive events in your mind. That activity will just waste your energy and spoil your day, so try to remain detached. The air is filled with romance and a desire to connect with others. Chances are, this won't come as any surprise to you on this day. You are loving, nurturing, and prone to sharing intimacy the majority of the time. Seize the opportunity today to make a date to get together with that special someone in your life. If you are currently single, waste no time in making a date. You are certain to enjoy yourself a great deal. There is an overwhelming intensity about the day today that might make it difficult for you to maintain the peace. Strong opinions and courageous emotions are clashing in a climactic fashion. You might find yourself in the middle of conflicting forces if you are not careful. Make sure you take care of yourself and your own needs before you go around trying to patch up things for everybody else. Having the moon not only in your relationship sector but at a friendly aspect to the sun as he moves into his final 2 weeks in your communication sector is giving you something to channel this into. The moon will also form a friendly aspect to Mercury, just days after the planet of communication returned for a short 15-day visit to your communication sector earlier in the week. While the moon is just passing through, where this brings a chance now to give your emotional responses and relationships a voice, there are resources that can keep the communication lines open. To have the moon in your relationship sector as the sun moves into his final 2 weeks in your communication sector is just one of the advantages today. Mercury, The planet of communications return earlier in the week makes it even easier to give your emotional responses and relationships a voice, as well as the fact that the stars are already aligned on the communication and relationship fronts. Our eyes in the sky. Today is the third time Mercury and Neptune have squared off over the past few months. The first time was on May 22nd, setting the tone and the tension for Mercury's retrograde that started on May 29th. The second time these two planets squared off was on June 5th, during the height of Mercury's retrograde. Paranoia, anxiety, and uncertainty could heighten. Mercury is in its post-retrograde shadow until tomorrow, so it's important to realize that we may not hear or understand the whole truth of some situations. This is a very sensitive astrological aspect, which could make people assume the worst. Depression and friction could rise, and the chance of projection is high, so be careful not to soak up other people's sentiments. Be kind and compassionate, and don't take your bad moods out on others. If people come at you with drama, you can opt to disengage. Take care of yourself and put your needs first. Tonight, Venus in Leo opposes Saturn retrograde in Aquarius. This could make us feel insecure, as though others are ignoring us. Don't worry about what people are doing and feeling. Only focus on how you're feeling. Give yourself an emotional lift by implementing self-care in your routine to help you feel better. If you are awake before the sun, treat yourself like royalty by staying in your cozy bed. Or if you're up early, treat yourself to an elaborate breakfast, ideally made by someone else. There's an early morning Moon-Jupiter opposition that can transmit good feelings and the desire to be super generous and kind, but the more nice gestures you make, the more attention you get, which is something that you probably won't want during this aspect. You like doing things for others now because it makes you feel good, not because you want to be recognized for it, and the more thanks you get, the more it actually lessens your experience. But don't try to overcomplicate things too much now. Just after midnight, Mercury in Scorpio squares Neptune in Pisces. We have one more day to go before Mercury completes its post-retrograde shadow, and as it aspects the planet of illusion and delusion, the cosmic messenger seems determined to pack one final punch. Our interactions are confusing and subject to misunderstandings. We are liable to only hear what we want to hear and see what we want to see. Our imagination might lead us into blissful territory, only to dissolve into disappointment when the rose-colored glasses inevitably come off. This is a bad time for giving or receiving advice, which means we would also do well to avoid metaphysical consultations. Even if we receive a cohesive message from a reader, we will filter it through our own optimistic projections, skewing its intended impact. In the evening, the Scorpio moon sextiles Venus in Leo, a good time to lounge with friends and socialize. Although the confusion of the day might linger into the night, there's no reason to keep ourselves isolated if we are aware of the pitfalls of over-idealism. We can certainly get a lot out of our interactions with others now, especially in relaxed conversation. Remember that avoiding gossip and being upfront in our interactions will limit the risk of misinterpretation and invite in goodwill.